There are going to be a lot of questions about what happened today. We had an enhanced risk. We had an unusually high threat of tornadoes as issued by the Storm Prediction Center. So there's going to be a lot of unpacking to this. And when we look at the environment that we've had today, and only to have one tornado in Alabama from that, that's a pretty amazing feat. And it's something to be thankful for, that it could have been a lot worse than it has been. Still watching storms down to the south in Lowndes County and Butler County through Montgomery County and Elmore County. Some of these still could be fairly windy. And in looking at some of the products that we've seen off of the radars this evening, I do think that we had a tornado that was on the ground in at least two spots in Chilton County. It came just south of downtown Clanton, crossing Interstate 65 and Highway 31 close to the Peach Park exit. They're maybe just a mile south of Walmart, if even that. And then it came up toward Lake Mitchell Marina and Grace's Marina in eastern Chilton County. And then there was some debris fallout noticeable in that debris signature that we use, that correlation coefficient. We could see little hints of that all across eastern Coosa County and Tallapoosa County. Now, it very well could have been some leaves and sticks that had been lofted by a weaker tornado, and hopefully that's what it was. And at this point, the fact that we haven't heard a lot out of Chilton County other than trees and power lines down is good news. But we will be efforting some more information from Chilton County. Our news department's going to be on that, and we'll of course keep you updated with the latest on what's happening there. But right now, the severe weather threat has ended across central Alabama. The tornado watch is likely to be dropped in a matter of minutes here for Coosa County and Clay County. Once that watch is clear, you are clear from any additional threat. Now, south of there through Elmore County, Autauga County, Tallapoosa County, Chambers and Randolph, and down toward Lee County. If you've got a student down at Auburn and you're worried about them, it's not exactly a zero threat situation for tonight, but these storms certainly do not look like the kind that are going to produce a lot of severe weather for the rest of this evening. And that's really what we thought would happen once we got past central Alabama and got them down here toward Montgomery and toward Auburn, Opelika, Alex City, and Lafayette. The risk of severe weather would be diminishing somewhat, but there's still, look at there, a new severe thunderstorm warning just triggered for parts of the Elmore County, southern Tallapoosa County, and then over toward the western edge of Lee County. And looking at this from WVTM 13 Live Doppler, you can see it's a pretty healthy looking thunderstorm right there. High wind is likely with that, and as it tracks to the east, this is passing well south of Alexander City, but as it's tracking toward the east at roughly that same speed, it's not going to take it very long to be on top of the Auburn area. In fact, it should be less than 30 minutes before it's on top of Auburn. Maybe as late as 12:40, but I think it's probably going to be a bit closer to 12:30. Simmons Crossroads, Tallahassee in the path of that. Beauregard about say 12:45 to 12:50 is when it would be passing through that part of Lee County, including places like Beehive and then Notasulga, communities like that here in Lee, southern Tallapoosa, and the northern part of Macon County as well. They're close to Interstate 85. Here around central Alabama, the threat of severe weather has come to an end. We are approaching midnight, and at midnight, we're going to send you back to regular programming. WVTM 13 Live Doppler here, no longer tracking any severe weather, but there's still some heavy rain across parts of Clay County and northern Tallapoosa County. We still have rain in Coosa County, too, but even up to Sylacauga, this is not severe. This was the one last active thunderstorm that we had, and it's the one that had the tornado warning on it for so long. But right now, we don't see anything that even remotely looks like a significant rotation with that. I'm going to look at it from the live perspective, which is over in Tuscaloosa County. Very broad rotation way up high in the atmosphere. And then we look at it from a closer radar using the Maxwell Air Force Base. There's just not that much to it here over Clay County, although there may be some swirl right there in that storm in the northern part of Tallapoosa County. So we'll keep an eye on this. But for now, the risk of severe weather in Clay County and Coosa County is rapidly coming to an end. As soon as that watch is discontinued, you're going to stop seeing the county scroll at the top of the screen. And if you're in Birmingham or Anniston or Gadsden or Tuscaloosa, Coleman, Jasper, and you've been wondering to make sure that that severe weather threat is over, it is over for you, but we're still watching potential for severe thunderstorms down across Tallapoosa County and points east. For now, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jason Simpson along with Taylor Sorello. We'll send you back to programming.